This Advent 2024, I want to give a shout out to the biblical justice and anti-poverty arm of the United States bishops, the Catholic Campaign for Human Development. Each year, grant money is raised and distributed to the most worthy organizations that involve and empower poor and working class people, thereby enlivening the dignity of all God's family. Of course, encountering Christ in one-on-one ministry is essential. We're called to meet people right where they are, to listen to and accompany persons who are hungry or thirsty, financially stressed or experiencing homelessness, and do our best to meet their material or spiritual needs. But unless biblical justice, a strong sense of our equality as human beings, and universal basic rights to food or shelter, access to affordable health care and sanitation, unless all of this is front and center, we can easily do more harm than good if we approach persons in need with any sort of patronizing or superior attitude. Truly helpful one-on-one ministry begins with acknowledging our own material or spiritual poverty, blind spots, prejudices, and need for healing. We all carry unseen wounds, and Jesus knows how to meet each of us right where we are. In my life, especially in my younger years, how blind I have been, susceptible to false beliefs, assumptions, stereotypes, stinking lies. Look around the country and just see how much fear-based debris is building of misperception, judgment, contempt, and anger. It's fueled by rampant mis and disinformation, and it's accelerated by the internet. Now, I invite you to picture a metal grill dam at a lake by a waterfall. And this metal grill dam is just littered and cluttered with all this fear-based debris. The waterfall itself is a symbol of divine energy, unencumbered, relational, communal, Trinitarian. It's overflowing. In my life, Jesus has gradually raised that metal grill at the dam of my heart and continues to do so by bringing me to different places, like Kingston, Jamaica, to work in an orphanage, to Kentucky and West Virginia for mutual service, and countries in Latin America like Guatemala and El Salvador. In all these places, I've encountered human beings, their families and communities, culturally different from my own, and yet spiritually sharing in hopes and dreams, fears and needs, with their own unique set of gifts and strengths. In all these places and faces, I've seen the face of Jesus Christ, and I've been given a taste of salvation. And let me tell you, it is nothing like the narratives of fear and bigotry from either side of the political spectrum that have so plagued our country. Consider just for a moment American poverty. In this probing book on American poverty by Matthew Desmond, a sociologist, called Poverty by America, quote, "The American government has given the most help to those who need it least. This is the true nature of our welfare state. Whether we are talking tax havens, mortgage interest deductions, or interest carry, overall tax rates that include sales taxes that hurt the poor, government benefits flow primarily to the already affluent, not the poor. But when the dam of false thinking, belief, and prejudice is raised and removed like a veil, rivers for justice can run freely, as the prophet Amos prophesied. And what follows is a new freedom, a wide vision, and deep desire for the transformation of systems and structures that exploit and hurt the poor, and for the renewal of laws and leaders in ways that bring healing and flourishing to everyone, especially poor and diverse peoples. This is what the Catholic Campaign for Human Development does so well. It celebrates God's justice on the move around our country, whether it's Texas or Maryland or other places. How? By supporting organizations that help people boldly fight against predatory fees, whether payday schemes or conventional banking. How? By helping communities boldly battle back against excessively high rents and too narrow housing options, and by helping immigrant communities get acclimated to wider American communities in businesses and schools, and organizations like United Workers and Charm City Community Land Trust in Baltimore, or ACT and PATH, people acting together in Howard County, are doing incredible work, in no small part by the grant money provided by the Catholic Campaign for Human Development. It all begins, my friends, with the vision of the eternal banquet feast, described so beautifully in Revelation 7, when peoples of every nation, race, and language will gather and worship and celebrate the full blossoming of life. At this table, we are no longer the blind beggar we see. At this table, we are no longer the paralytic. We jump for joy, and maybe we'll sing along in the words of Carly Simon. Let the rivers run, let all the dreamers wake the nations. Come, the new Jerusalem. Praise God.